This is Ocean Radio. This is Ocean Radio.
Hi, my name's Anja Midau and you're listening to Ocean Radio, the radio show of the blog magazine OceanAmp. The Faro Islands. Small islands in Europe, between England and Norway, between the Norwegian Sea and the North Atlantic Ocean. Today, the Faro Islands are an autonomous country within the Danish kingdom. Very pretty small islands with fjords, fantastic views, beaches, nice wildlife and birds. And pilot whales that are passing by on their passage to their mating areas or for food. The Faro Islands have a very ancient tradition that comes from the Viking times, when life was rough and food was hard to find. They are hunting whales. Whaling season was the most important time of the year in the ancient times, as it ensured life for the next 6 months over the winter. Until today, fishing and whaling are strong traditions on the Faroes. The pilot whale hunt is an integral part of Faroes social culture. They call it a Grindarap. The whole town is getting in fever. People gather on the beach, men take their fishing boats and start the whale drive. Only small boats with single-handed engines are allowed, together with the traditional grind hunting weapons. The one that is supposed to kill the whale is called monostingari, a tool that is put deep into the whale's blowhole in an attempt to get close to their spinal cord and sever it, so the whale, theoretically, gets paralyzed. The first statistic of whales caught on the Faroes comes from 1709, when only 4 whales were hunted in one whole year. Today, just in 2 grins, last weekend, more than 250 pilot whales were slaughtered in just one weekend. In a country that does not depend on whale meat today anymore to survive. One of the biggest ocean and ocean mammal foundations of the world is Seashepherd. Also on the Faro Islands, they have one big ship called Brigitte Bardot and many volunteers out in the whaling season. Their captain, Mrs. Wyanda Lublink, is now on the phone with Ocean Radio. Hi Wyanda, where are you exactly right now?
I'm on the Brigitte Bardot and we are currently near Tórshavn in the Faro Islands.
Okay, so you are right there where it's happening.
Yes, we were present at both grins yesterday.
What exactly is going on there? Can you tell us something about that?
Nowadays they use whatever kind of boat they have available and they go out and they form a circle behind the pilot whales. So they kind of group them together. And it doesn't matter if this is a pod of 5 or if it's 150. The pilot whales are very close to the beach. The boats are behind them. The animals are panicking. They're at the point they're going to beach themselves because they have nowhere to go. There's hundreds of people waiting on the beach. And I'm talking about parents. I'm talking about children, granddads, grandmas. Everybody's on the beach. Then at one stage they are, let's say they're being released onto the beach and they're allowed to drag the animals up on the beach and start killing them. They have to kill them with this thing that I can't remember what it's called. Just one blow behind the blowhole and it should sever the spine, which hardly ever happens. And the animals are literally screaming and they're flapping with their tails and they're in pain and they can see next to each other that their families are being murdered. And if it's a pot of 140 whales, 150 whales, it goes on forever. And the water turns red in no time. People are entering the waters. Kids are entering the waters. They're sitting on the pilot whales that are already dead and they're smiling and they're laughing and they're taking photos. And it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Well, in the video that Seashepherd posted, you can see that your volunteers are trying to do something against it, to talk to people, to stop them from killing those whales. But they're not having the easiest time, actually.
You can see that our 2 onshore crew are being tackled on the beach and arrested. And one of the girls is Rosie Kunneke. She is our onshore team leader. She's a very tiny girl. And she was tackled by 3 police guys, pushed down, face down in the sand near the rocks. And at the same time that she was tackled, the sign was given on the beach that the people could enter the water and start slaughtering the whales. So she was face down in the sand, and you can see the people yelling and screaming and being happy, and that they can just run into the water and slaughter these animals. It's just, I cannot comprehend why this make people happy. They're standing in red water. There's whales, pilot whales, smashing and screaming around in the water, and they're in pain and they're suffering. It's horrible. Sometimes it takes up to 20 minutes for the animals to bleed out. And those people are happy.
I understand your anger. It is shocking to see those videos today in 2015. It is an ancient tradition that was invented as Faroean people had not enough food to eat back then. You are there right now on the Faro Islands. How is it there today? What is it like?
Yes, there's hotels, there's backpackers, there's coffee shops, there's fully filled supermarkets. It's big. There's not a lot of people living here. There's all small communities, and Tórshavn is the capital and the biggest city, and there's some bigger communities. They have lots and lots of boats. The fishing industry is the major industry, and then besides that, tourism is a very big industry, although they're killing their own tourists. They have the same standard of living than other Scandinavian countries, which is actually pretty high. So nowadays they do not need this kind of meat and blubber anymore.
Yeah, blubber is a word that is always being used if you read about the Faroe Islands, because the blubber is actually the fat on the whale, and that was being eaten a lot in the ancient times. But even today, whale meat is a delicatessen in the Faroe Islands. You can even buy whale meat in the supermarkets. But most of the meat that is being produced from the whales that they kill on the beaches is being distributed in a very complicated, ancient way to the different people that were killing the whales. So for them, it is an easy way to make money. But as I read, whaling today is not used for commercial reasons. So all these people that live there, at least what you can read from statistics, are not living off whaling. So I really wonder what they're doing with all this meat.
They set aside meat for insurance for people that get injured, or people that go to hospital, or boats that get injured, or whatever. They set aside a certain amount of meat and blubber that they actually going to sell for food, but they actually do sell meat and blubber as well to local restaurants. I believe it was in 2008 or 2009 that some scientists have done research. They tested the whale meat and the blubber, and they found out that the mercury levels were way too high for consumption by people. So the recommendation from the scientists was that people should only have one portion of whale meat and blubber a month. And if you're female and you still want to become pregnant, you should not be eating it at all. So, and if you then calculate the number of whales that are being killed on every year, they have way too much.
Well, as it seems, whale meat is still a very important commercial factor on the Faroe Islands, as many, many people are fishermen and are making their money from fishing. And the bigger the fish, of course, the better the business. And on the Faroe Islands, there is still a lot of whale meat being sold. People use it in their daily diet, and it is seen as a very healthy diet to eat. People get very old, and they eat a lot of whale meat, sushi, grilled whale, boiled whale, and a standard Faro family meal is, for example, to boil whale meat and blubber and serve it with potatoes and mustard. So the main reason not to eat it might be the mercury level that is inside the whale meat and the blubber, because it stores so many toxins that nowadays flood in our oceans. So as funny as it sounds, the toxins might be the main reason if Faroeans ever stop killing whales the way they do it, because it is until today such a big cultural tradition.
I know the Faroe Islanders said, just leave us alone, this is a tradition. Don't get involved in our tradition, we can do whatever we want. Yes, but I think this should be within reason. Slavery once was a tradition. We're in 2015 now. Things do change. So
what is Seashepherd actually doing? What can you actually do? Because the laws are very strict, and the police and the Navy are taking you away from the scenery.
As we know with the new law that they have invented, it's very hard for us to actually intervene while a grind is happening. So all we want is to get the media attention. The thing is that the Faro Islands is part of Denmark. Denmark is part of the EU. Because Denmark is part of the European Union, the European Union has anti-whaling laws. So it's not allowed in Denmark to do this. Now the Faroe says when it comes to fisheries and when it comes to the grinds, we don't belong to Denmark. But they still get millions and millions of dollars every year from Denmark for other parts of the industries. What we want is we want to put pressure on Denmark. We want to put pressure on the European Union that they're going to take action. We want the people everywhere in the world to know what is actually happening.
Okay, so what can every one of us do to help you or to help the situation right now?
How can you help? Well, there are several ways to help. First of all, of course, we lost 2 boats, and we have to pay a lot of fines for our crew members. So, yeah, I can't say please support Seashepherd, of course. We need to pay the fines for those crew members that tried to save the whales. We need to get small boats back in the water. We'll probably never get the ones back that have been seized. We need new ones to be able to continue what we're doing. I would like people to get online and write to the European Union or write to Denmark or start petitions or signing petitions that are already out there. That's the only way we can get the attention. I would like them to share our posts on Facebook and all the other social media we have, Twitter, whatever you can think of. So as many people know what is happening. It's also about educating people in the world that this is no longer necessary.
If you want to read more about Seashepherd and all the campaigns they're doing and how you can help against the Grinds, go on www.seashepherdglobal.org. You will also find all relevant links to Seashepherd and all possibilities where you can donate and help on the blog post that belongs to this radio story on OceanAmp.org. Captain Wyanda Lublink from Seashepherd.org. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, and I'm very happy that I was able to talk to you about this.
You are listening to Ocean Radio. If you like what you hear and want to hear us more often, we need your support. Ocean Radio is produced only by passionate radio people who work for free. To make this program happen, make it better, longer, and turn it into a real online radio, we need your support. Subscribe to OceanAmp.org, like our social media sites, and spread the word. And if you really care, donate some bucks. Thanks for the ocean love. OceanAmp.org.
This is Ocean Radio. This is Ocean Radio.